So welcome to Surviving Summer with Essential Oils. We are excited to be here. This is a great topic, and it's a really fun topic. And it's a needed topic as well. There's a lot that we can use the essential oils for during the summer. So just to start off, I'll introduce myself. I'm Abigail Gonzalez. I'm president of DNA Essentials. And I have 4 little children, 3 girls and 1 boy, and he's only about 10 weeks old today. So we just love him. He's a little munchkin. And I'm a doTERRA Platinum, and I am so excited to be doing this webinar tonight with my friend, very good friend, Kate. Kate and Jason are some great friends of ours, and we're excited to be presenting with them tonight.
Hey guys, we're excited to be here. We can't wait to get started.
Okay, awesome. So first off, why would we want to go natural for summer? Well, because toxins are all around us every single day. In fact, the Environmental Working Group did a study in 2014 on 2,000 sunscreens and found 75% of them to contain harmful toxins and chemicals. And this is also true of other products that we use on a daily basis. Think about the shampoo you use, the lotions you put on your body, right? And also the soaps and lotions that you're using to wash your children. All of those things have toxins in them. So also these toxins and chemicals can do great harm to our bodies. So one way is by disrupting the endocrine system and creating imbalances in our body systems. This can in turn lead to a multitude of even greater health issues, which is really why we want to avoid them. And also, our skin is an organ, and what we put on it will truly affect the rest of our body and how our body functions. So again, really important to know the ingredients of what we're putting on our skin, because it will end up in our bodies. And of course, our children's bodies are much smaller than an adult, and so they can really be affected by an overload of toxins. So it's so important to make sure that we're putting really natural, real things on our children's bodies to help prevent that toxic overload in their little systems. So we're talking about essential oils. So what are essential oils? They are natural aromatic compounds found in the seeds, bark, stem, and other parts of the plant. And they really help the plant heal and adapt. They are the plant's immune system. They are very powerful. They're 50 to 70 times more potent than the herb itself. So this really shows that less is more important. When we're using essential oils, we only need, a drop or 2 to get a good effect in the body. And quality really matters in order to get that result that you want in your body. So Kate and I, we use doTERRA. We love and trust them, but not all of the essential oils are created equal. So you really have to look at a few things when you're looking at trying to get a quality essential oil. And that's making sure that it's 100% pure, contains no fillers, pesticides, chemicals, or artificial ingredients, and that they're tested for purity and the composition by third-party laboratories to ensure the integrity of the oil and the batch. That's really important, and that's very unique to doTERRA. All of their oils are third-party tested. And that they're sourced from expert growers committed to meeting the highest quality standards. That's also really important. doTERRA partners with growers, and most of these growers, they're families, and this is what they do for a living in all parts of the world. And so they're really, these growers are committed to the standards that doTERRA has to make a really good pure oil. And they're certified to have the correct chemical composition to achieve that desired result in the body. So that's also, we're looking for that good chemical composition so that we can, when we use that oil, we are confident that we're going to get the result that we need. So here's a map of where all of the doTERRA oils are sourced. And they're sourced all over the world, and that's an important factor because they do this because each of these places is going to make a different chemical constituents in that oil. So they're looking for the very, very best. So that's why they source all over the world. A lavender grown here in the United States will be completely different chemically than lavender grown somewhere else. So that's a really important part of why doTERRA's oils are so beneficial and so potent. So here are the 3 ways that we use essential oils, and we're going to go through all of them throughout this class. The first way is aromatically, and this really targets mood management, air purification, really assists the body in opening the airways. And we do this by diffusing in the air. By direct inhalation, you can just take an oil, put a drop of it in the palm of your hand, cup your hands and really inhale and smell it, or just directly from the bottle. You can put a drop or 2 in a cloth or a tissue and wave it before your face. Also hot water vapor. You can boil some water and put a few drops of oil in there and put your face over the steam and really have the steam come up and breathe it in. Before I had diffusers, a lot of times I would put drops on cotton balls or Q-tips and tape them onto my fan and let the fan go. That was a really cheap diffuser, but it worked. And then obviously using it as perfume or cologne. And then there's topically. That really targets it has a systemic, localized effect, using it for massage, gives immediate comfort, and it really helps to support the immune system. And so we do this we add about 1 to 3 drops to the skin. You dilute it oftentimes for most people with any kind of carrier oil, coconut oil, almond oil. For children and those with sensitive skin, we definitely always dilute. And this helps the essential oil to really absorb into the body, and it helps it to spread over evenly. And a lot of times we like to apply it to the bottoms of the feet or anywhere that really needs support. And the third way is internally, and this targets the digestive system, the mouth, the throat, the liver. And I like to put this in a capsule, especially if there's essential oil that doesn't taste very friendly. I like to put it in a capsule, then I don't have to worry about what it tastes like. And then you can gargle it and swish it. You can put it in a beverage. I like to drop citrus oils in my water and drink them. And oftentimes using them in cooking. I actually, last week, I think every meal I made had essential oils in it. It was awesome. I loved it.
Okay, so we're going to get started with the fun part. We've just had a little bit of a review for most of you who are already involved with essential oils, and now we're going to dive into kind of that continuing ed part. If any of you have any questions as we're going along, feel free to post on the message board. And if you would, just for now, go ahead and mute your screen if you can, or if you're calling in from the phone, just go ahead and mute yourself from your phone, and then that way we can kind of get through quickly and everybody can hear okay. So let's talk about what we're going to talk about today. We've got a lot to cover, and so we're going to go pretty quickly. But we'll start with fun in the sun care. So getting out there, going to the beach, going to the pool, how we can support our skin as we do those things. Shoe fly, this is how we can get rid of those pesky friends that like to come around when we're trying to have fun outside. Playtime for both children and adults, and how we can support our bodies through that. Summer sanity, I know when we're not in school, we don't have that routine down. Sometimes things can get a little hectic. And so Abby's going to talk to us about how to kind of stay sane through the summer. And then the all-important hydration, especially when we're spending a lot of time outside, and how we can make that a little bit more enjoyable. And then we'll talk about some safety things at the end. So we'll start with this fun in the sun care. So we're going to talk about just a few things, how to protect our skin naturally, and then we have some recipes. So as we go through this, if you're on the computer, if you're on the phone, feel free to take screenshots or pictures or whatever you want to do, take some good notes, because we're going to have some recipes on here that we're going to move pretty quickly through. So if you just grab a quick screen grab of that, and then we can keep going. So we're going to talk about a cool down spray as well, and a after sun spray recipe straight from doTERRA. So the first thing, you know, as Abigail said earlier, the environmental working group did that study that found that 75% of sunscreens are really harmful, right? And so we want to especially be careful of what we're putting on ourselves and our children. And so the question is kind of, what are we going to do about it? So we're just so blessed enough to have essential oils, and we can use those to support us when we go out to the beach or out to the pool or wherever we're going. And so you can use a combination of essential oils and a carrier oil to really help protect us. So if you look to the right of your screen, you can see there's a little recipe for a really cool alternative, a natural alternative to sunscreen. And so there are 15 drops helichrysum, 20 drops of lavender, and 5 drops of myrrh. And what I want to do really, really quickly is go through those 3 oils, because I want to talk about why those are specifically in that little blend there. And so these are those 3 oils that were just in that kit for sun care. And so lavender, first of all, most people know it for its calming properties, but it can really soothe those occasional skin irritations. And so it can be great for, you know, protecting us and helping to guard our skin. The helichrysum is an amazing oil. They use it in a ton of stuff. But helichrysum is actually most known for its rejuvenating benefits and its restorative properties for the skin. So that's why it's in there. And then myrrh, also really wonderful for the skin. It's known to hold powerful cleansing properties. And myrrh is soothing for the skin and promotes a smooth, youthful looking complexion, which I'm sure we could all have a good time with. The next thing is this cool down spray. Super simple. All you do is you get a glass spray bottle, you put some drops of peppermint essential oil in it, shake it up, and spray when you need it. I love to spray it on the back of my neck or on my wrists to really help my body cool down, especially for those sporting events when you're outside for a really long time and just kind of need to cool down a little bit. This can really help. You can stick some aloe vera juice in there if you'd like to for additional support, but I tend to just do water and peppermint. The next thing here is an after sun spray, and this is actually straight from doTERRA. doTERRA.com has a blog that is just awesome, and so you can just go to doTERRA.com and search lots of things. It's really, really helpful. And this one is on there. So if you need this recipe, just look it up there. But it's a little bit more complicated, but really good stuff. So it's a 16-ounce glass spray bottle. And you'll notice that a lot of these recipes involve a glass spray bottle. And that's because essential oils tend to break down plastics. And so we want to make sure that as the oil is sitting there in that bottle, that it doesn't break it down, right? So that's why we have those glass spray bottles as opposed to just a plastic one. So you'll have a cup of aloe vera juice, 1/4 of a cup fractionated coconut oil. And the fractionated coconut oil is just, it's basically the stuff you get at the store. It's just the fats have been taken out. So that's what the fractionated part of fractionated coconut oil means. And then a little bit of vitamin E there, and then 8 drops each of lavender, melaleuca, and peppermint. All really great oils, especially to support the skin and to help kind of bring about like a cooling sensation to help it feel a little bit better. So that's our fun in the sun. But while we're outside, we have those little pests that like to come around. So Abigail's going to take over and talk to us about how to deal with that.
Oh, yes. And I have been shooing a lot of flies. My kids keep leaving the door open when they go outside, and so my house is filled with flies. So I love that I'm presenting shoo fly. So I love the new doTERRA Terra Shield. Terra Shield is doTERRA's all-natural, super concentrated insect repellent formulated with a proprietary blend of 15 certified pure therapeutic grade essential oils that have been scientifically shown to repel insects more effectively than other synthetic insect repellents. Terra Shield smells great and can be used safely by everyone in the family without worry. So don't let the bugs bite. And it's free of DEET, which we know we want to stay away from, and synthetic chemicals. And just a small amount will provide powerful coverage that lasts up to about 6 hours per application. Again, completely safe for kids and for pets, and it doesn't stink. I really hate the smell of the over-the-counter bug repellents. I think they smell horrible. So I like to diffuse also Terra Shield to help with summer pests, and you can do this outside and inside your house. You know, when you're outside in Houston, we have trees everywhere up in the woodlands, and the mosquitoes are horrific. And so when we're outside in the pool or, barbecuing or whatever, diffusing it outside is a great option. Also, applying it to the kids' arms and legs before they go outside. Just rub them down with it or spray them. And it's great to use before hiking, fishing, or camping. And you can make your own at-home bug spray with about 50 drops in a 3-ounce glass bottle, or to make it simple, just go out and buy a spray top and attach it to the top of the Tear Shield bottle. You have to trim the wick of that spray top a little bit. But the Tear Shield is already in a base of fractionated coconut oil, so it doesn't need to be diluted in any way. It can just be sprayed right on the skin. And doTERRA now offers it in its own spray bottle, and it's so convenient. I have one for every bag that goes in and out of this house, and it's great because we just use it all the time. And you can also put a few drops on cotton balls and put them around your garden to kind of help those pesky bugs to stay away from your plants. And also put a few drops on your dog's collar to help ward off fleas. Now, this is not for cats. Cats do not do well in confined spaces with essential oils, so we'd only want to use those on our dogs. And I even actually put a few drops of Tear Shield in my dog's shampoo when I would shampoo her. And she has really sensitive skin, and it actually did really great things for her skin as well. It was really soothing, and it made her smell good and actually made her fur really soft. So I love using the Tear Shield for those things. I'm having a little issue with my slide. Just one moment, sorry. There we go. So here's a great essential oil tip to help with keeping bugs away. You want to wipe down your pantry shelves with a mix of white vinegar and a few drops of eucalyptus, melaleuca, or peppermint essential oil to naturally keep the bugs away, and just spray that around your kitchen, really helpful. So certain essential oils work to repel certain kinds of bugs. So with ants, peppermint's really useful, and you can put a few drops in a line across windows or door seals to keep them out. We had a real bad ant problem at one time in our house, and this really helped. And then beetles, you'd use peppermint and thyme. Chiggers, lavender, lemongrass, and thyme. Fleas, lavender, lemongrass, and peppermint. So you're going to see a lot of lavender and peppermint. And flies, basil, clove, eucalyptus, lavender, and peppermint. Gnats, patchouli. And we know that gnats can be a summertime hassle. And moths, lavender and peppermint. And roaches, you know it, okay? Get your shoes ready, but have your eucalyptus right next to them, right? And of course, ticks, you have lavender, lemongrass. Also, when you get a bug bite and you want to soothe it, right, especially on our kiddos, my go-to oil is lavender. And I love it. Lavender is mild, it's soothing, it's calming. You can put it directly right on the skin. But I really like to carry around my lavender touch oil. doTERRA has these touch oils that are probably some of the most popular oils, but they're already diluted in a roller bottle for you, which is very convenient. And you just would rub that on any kind of bite, and it would really just help soothe it and take the redness away. So we love lavender. I use it on my kids all the time. Here's a great recipe for a bug bite stick. It's 5 drops of lavender, 2 drops of frankincense, 3 drops of melaleuca, and 2 ounces of witch hazel. Combine it in a roller bottle and apply it to bug bites as needed. And then also, I want to mention Purify. Purify is a great blend and has all of these citrus oils, and it's really, really beneficial for helping to soothe the bug bites as well. So we're going to talk about how we can really support our bodies for playtime during the summer.
Yeah, and this is for adults and kids. So summertime is playtime. It's when we like to go out to parks. It's when we like to go to theme parks. It's when we like to go to really public places. So we're going to talk about a few different things: On Guard sanitizer, Owie spray, and Correct X. And so this first thing, On Guard sanitizer, is so good. What we've found is that antibacterial hand sanitizer called into question. And yet it seems to be the thing that every single person, like every mom, every person everywhere in the planet seems to have this little tiny travel size thing of hand sanitizer hooked to their belt loop or their purse or whatever it is, because we're deathly afraid of these little germs, right? But what the issue is, according to the FDA, these chemicals could pose health risks, right, such as bacterial resistance or even affect our hormones. And so, and in fact, the entire state of Minnesota is banning any antibacterial sanitizer, like either soaps or sanitizer, things like that, that have these chemicals in them. And I'm not going to try to pronounce them, but they're there on the screen. Anyway, so we have to really be aware of what's in those synthetic things, and then, you know, kind of what our alternatives are, right? So what we found is that On Guard is this really great alternative for these synthetic things that we're kind of used to using. So you can take On Guard. It's a blend of all these different oils that are really great for immune support and for cleansing. And so one idea is just to add it to water for an all-purpose cleaner for all surfaces, and you can even use it as a cleaner for your hands, right? So if you look at the right of your screen, you can see that On Guard spray. And it just has, like, I like to use a 1 ounce spray bottle because it's super tiny and portable, and I stick it either in my purse or in a diaper bag or whatever it is, and it's not real bulky and take up a bunch of room. So I just put about 5 drops of On Guard with in that little 1 ounce spray bottle, and I fill it with water. Use distilled water if you can, and then just shake well before each use, because water and oil don't mix, and so you want to make sure the oil disperses evenly in the spray before you put that on. So you can use that for your hands, and it's a really great alternative to those synthetics. It doesn't have anything harmful. It's all natural, and it even helps our body's immune system. So really, really good to use overall. If you can also, if you have a diffuser, I should say, you can also diffuse it in your home to cleanse the air and to add a nice little aroma, just in case the kids have been outside playing and come in not smelling as sweet as they left. So you can use it for that as well, especially if you have company coming over. And then you can just rub it on the bottoms of your feet, of the kids, of yourselves. And if maybe there are older kids or folks who are okay taking capsules, you can put 2 to 3 drops in a veggie cap for a quick immune boost after visiting all those, you know, crazy places with the germs. So we like to support our immune system that way. So we love On Guard. This next one is great. We use this all the time for those occasional skin irritations. So we lovingly call this the Owie spray. It has frankincense, lavender, and melaleuca. 10 drops of each of those, and again, a small spray bottle is great. This one calls for a 2 ounce spray bottle, and to fill it with fractionated coconut oil. So this time we're not using water, we're using fractionated coconut oil because it helps it stay on the skin a little bit better, and the coconut oil has some really great properties for the skin as well. So you're going to see frankincense in a lot of these blends, mostly because frankincense is just a really, really wonderful oil. It's one of the most chemically complex, and so it just does a lot of different things for our bodies, and so it's a really great thing to use in a lot of different blends. And the last thing here, if you don't want to mess with blending your own, you can just get this. This is called Correctex. This is a petroleum-free, preservative-free product from doTERRA. It helps to purify the skin, and then it soothes and protects with those oils, with frankincense, again, helichrysum, melaleuca, cedarwood, and lavender. It really, really helps with those skin irritations, but then it also can help provide a moisture barrier that helps protect and soothe, right? And so it really, really helps in that department when we've got those things. So it's really, really ideal for sensitive skin, especially.
All right. Can anyone relate to this photo? I know I can. And you know, I feel like this a lot, especially in the summertime when all the kids are home from school. Now, my house might not always look like that, but again, sometimes I certainly do feel like that woman there in the picture. So how can we support our mood, and especially our kids' moods? I'm a big fan of supporting my kids' moods every single day. If there's one combination of oils that I put on them, it is something for mood support, because that just helps everybody. So some of my favorite things are what I like to call monster juice. You have a little monster at home, then try this oil blend to calm them down. And it is Balance and Citrus Bliss. Now, if I was going to make this in a roller bottle, a 10 milliliter roller bottle, then I would use probably about 5 drops of each oil in that roller bottle and fill it up with fractionated coconut oil. I'd use a little bit more, maybe 10 to 12 drops in a larger spray bottle. I like to use spray bottles for my kids because they get really ticklish when I try and roll anything on their feet. And then we get into a googly mess and it's a mess. So I usually use spray bottles. Another great blend up on the right-hand corner is the Peaceful Child blend. And this is really beneficial. I've been putting this on my almost 2-year-old pretty much a few times a day lately, and it has really helped support her and help her to just be peaceful. It is 5 drops of vetiver, 2 drops of lavender, 2 drops of ylang-ylang, 1 drop of frankincense, 1 drop clary sage, and 1 drop marjoram, and then you fill the rest up with the fractionated coconut oil. And then some other oils that are really beneficial for our kiddos is Cheer. It's a great blend, and then there's Peace and there's Console. So you can kind of pick which one you really think would meet the need emotionally for your child and play around with that and see how they're affected by that. And then, of course, for us mommies and daddies and adults who need a little summer sanity in our life, my very favorites are Balance, Serenity, Citrus Bliss, and Elevation. And, you know, it's also really important for emotional health to make sure you're taking the Lifelong Vitality Pack supplements. They are really the foundation for a healthy mood and balancing support in your body. So I know for me personally, when I started taking the Lifelong Vitality Pack, my whole emotional health changed. And I felt so much more supported, and I can actually handle situations much more than I could have or had in the past. So I use Balance daily. It's one that I get up and put on in the morning. And Balance and Elevation really work for me and help me stay elevated and joyful and able to handle situations when they come my way. And, you know, crazy kids running around, all good. Other favorites that I use sometimes are Motivate, Forgive, and Clary Calm. And you can use these by just diffusing them, put them in your diffuser and diffuse, apply topically to the back of the neck. I like behind the ears and to my wrists as well. Or you can make a room spray and just put a few drops of whatever combination of oils that you like in a spray bottle with water. Shake it before you spray it to mix it all together and just spray the room. And that's a lovely way, and it will help you and it will help the kids. So hydration is super important for the summer. So Kate has a few tips for us on this.
Yeah, so sometimes, I mean, we've gotten to the point where in our family, we really don't drink anything but water. Every once in a while, we'll have something else, but we're mostly just drinking water all the time because it's so good for us, especially when it's super, super hot outside here in Texas. So just a great tip to help keep us hydrated and make our water a little bit more interesting is to just add a few drops of essential oil. Specifically, the citrus oils are really, really great. So wild orange or lemon, or even like a minty thing like peppermint or spearmint or something like that can be really fun to drink in your water. And especially the citrus oils can actually help naturally cleanse the body as well as aid in digestion. So just a really great thing. And just a reminder, again, only use glass or aluminum water bottles because we don't want to be drinking those plastics that might be broken down with the essential oils. So just remember that, and only just 2 or 3 drops at a time. It doesn't take much, and then you can have great tasting water and stay hydrated. I had to post this because this is also from the doTERRA blog, and it just looks yummy. So I'm going to go make it now as soon as we get off. But this is an awesome recipe straight from doTERRA.com. But it just makes this really, really good strawberry citrus slush. Try saying that 10 times fast. But it has 4 drops of lemon and lime essential oils, and then as you can see, fresh lemonade, a frozen cup of strawberries, and then a whole lemon juice. We've got some ice, and then a little bit of, we like to use stevia. And sometimes we don't even use the sweetener at all. So we just blend it right up, and it's a really fun thing. If you're having friends over, if you want to give something fun to the kids for the summer, it can be a really fun thing for the summertime.
All right, so we really want to make sure that safety comes first in all things, even with essential oils. There's some safety tips that I wanted to go over that I think are really important. We never put oil in our eyes and our ears or our nose or that of our children. And if perchance that was to happen, if you got oil in your eyes, then the best thing to do is just to apply extra carrier oil. So grab your coconut oil and massage it all over your eyes, and that will really help dilute it. Never use water that just drives it and spreads it all over your skin. The oil will actually dilute it and help to slow the absorption into your body. And if you have sensitive skin, do a skin patch test first before you apply the essential oils topically. That's just a smart thing to do, just to make sure that you don't have any kind of skin sensitivity. And like I mentioned before, less is more. We only use a few drops at a time. We're not pouring a whole bottle of lemon in our water or, on our skin. So we want to make sure that we're using the correct amount. And here's a great chart for dilution. I love this chart. It was really simple to look at. So for children, 6 months to 6 years, you would use 1 drop of essential oil and 4 teaspoons of carrier oil. Now, I am very comfortable using oils on my infant. In fact, he got essential oils coming out of the hospital, and I got my roller bottle out, and I just put 1 drop of essential oil in my 10 milliliter roller bottle and filled the rest up with fractionated coconut oil. And I've been using that on him since he was born. And it's been great, and he's had great benefit from it. And so you can look at that chart and see the different recommendations they have for the different age groups on dilution. And I actually recommend everyone dilute. I think that it spreads over the skin better, and I prefer to dilute essential oils on my own skin. And then also I want to talk to you, especially because it is summer and we're out in the sun and we're outside, about which oils are photosensitive and which oils are phototoxic. Photosensitive oils are sensitive to sunlight. So when you stay out in the sun, they can be harmful to the skin and burn the skin a little bit if you're out. If you just put a citrus oil on your skin and go out in the sun for hours and hours, it will probably be hard on your skin. Just like if you put lemon juice in your hair and went out and you get those natural streaks in your hair. So oils taken internally or applied on the feet, however, or covered areas are fine. You don't have to worry about that. It's just any skin or part of your body that's out in the sun for long periods of time. And people with fair skin should be very cautious and even up the time recommendations a little bit. So the most phototoxic oil is bergamot, and you want to avoid sun exposure for 48 hours after application to exposed areas. And that's really the only one that's phototoxic. Some photosensitive oils are ginger, grapefruit, and lime and lemon when they're cold pressed. And you'll avoid sun exposure for 8 hours after application to exposed areas. And there are certain oils that aren't photosensitive. And when lemon and lime are steam distilled, they aren't photosensitive. And they are steam distilled in all of the skincare products. Because doTERRA knows that we're going to be using those daily and then go out in the sun, right? So they wanted to make sure that we weren't going to have any issues with that. That mandarin peel and the citrus bliss is not photosensitive, and tangerine and wild orange are not photosensitive. Some of the blends that have some of these oils in them to be cautious about are Breathe, has lemon, Citrus Bliss has bergamot and lemon in it, Claricom has bergamot, Digestin, Intune, Purify, and Slim and Sassy. Again, these can be taken internally and put on the feet, or put somewhere where your clothes are going to cover it and be completely and totally fine.
Okay, so let's talk for a second about how to get essential oils, because we know most of you probably already have essential oils, and so you know how to do that. But for some of you, you might be new to essential oils and curious about how to get them. So there are 3 basic ways to get these. There's retail, wholesale, and then you can do like a kit option. But retail is basically you can go to whoever invited you to this webinar or sent this to you. You can go to their website and you can just order right online. The only thing is we only recommend this avenue for those who want to buy maybe 1 or 2 oils, because it is the most expensive. And so really the best way to buy is to do a wholesale account. It's very similar to Costco. You know, you pay for a year membership and then you get wholesale costs. So basically with doTERRA, you just pay a $35 fee for a year, and then it's $25 to renew at the year mark. And then there's from there, there's no commitment to buy anything else. It's not like one of these things that you kind of get hooked and trapped into something. Well, you may get hooked, but you don't get trapped. Anyway, so getting a wholesale account, you enjoy a 25% off of your first purchase and then all future purchases. So it's a pretty hefty discount, which is why I say go retail only if you want 1 or 2, but it's definitely more cost effective to go wholesale if you know that this is kind of the way you want to start going as far as your lifestyle. And then sort of the absolute most bang for your buck is to buy a kit, because then the membership fee is waived. So you don't have to pay that $35 just for a membership fee. It goes straight toward oils in the kits. And so if you have any curiosity about essential oils and want to kind of dive in, just chat with either Abigail or myself or the person who invited you to watch this webinar. And they can help you out with that. There's just one more thing we wanted to just let you know about, because it is summer, and you know, this is just a very fun time. So doTERRA came out with a special sensational flavors kit just for the summertime. So the kit contains little 5 milliliter bottles of tangerine, dill, cumin, and spearmint, and this little kit is only available for a limited time. Okay, so but they're really wonderful oils. Tangerine is one of those things that you just can't buy, along with dill and cumin. So these are really great flavors to use in your cooking. You can use them in dips, you can use them in your drinks. It's just a really fun thing to be able to have, especially during the summer. So we are here to help. Obviously, talk to the person who invited you to the webinar, but if Abby or myself invited you, then here's our contact information. We wanted to make sure you had that. So our email addresses and, of course, our websites. But overall, we just want to thank you guys so much for joining us, and we invite you to just get out there and enjoy summer. Fear not. Don't worry about those bugs or the sun, because you have essential oils to kind of back you up and really help support your body. So we want to thank you so much. We're going to go ahead and stop the recording now, and then we'll just continue with Q&A.